Hello everyone and welcome back to the mathematical mindset. So right here guys, we have this 9 algebra problem and we are to find the value of x. So right here I'm going to share with you two methods that you can actually use to solve this right here. So let's dive in into method 1. So first thing we want to do is to apply this property that says if we have a minus b all square, this is equals to a square minus 2ab plus what b square. So applying this property, we have this to be x raised to the power of 2 or raised to the power of 2 minus 2 multiply x squared multiply 3 plus 3 raised to the power of 2, and this is equals to x plus 3. So we have this to be x raised to the power of 2 multiply 2 is 4 minus 2 multiply x squared multiply 3 is going to give us 6x squared plus 3 square is 9, and this is equals to what? X plus 3. So at this point, let's simply rearrange and set to 0. So we have x raised to the power of 4 minus 6x squared plus 9 minus x minus 3, and this is equals to 0. So we have this to be x raised to the power of 4 minus 6x squared minus x plus 9 minus 3, and this is equals to 0. We have this to be x raised to the power of 4 minus 6x squared minus x. 9 minus 3 is 6, so we have plus 6, and this is equals to 0. So simply rearrange this properly. So we have x raised to the power of 4 minus x minus 6x squared plus 6, and this is equals to 0. So at this point, we have x to be common. So if we factor out x, we have x raised to the power of 3 minus 1 minus. So from here up to this point, we have 6 to be common. So if we factor that out, we have x squared minus 1, and this is equals to what? 0. But you want to know that 1 is equals to 1 raised to the power of 3 and 1 is also equals to 1 raised to the power of 2, right? So we have this to be x multiply x raised to the power of 3 minus 1 raised to the power of 3 minus 6 multiply x squared minus 1 raised to the power of 2, and this is equals to 0. Now from the identity, we know that a raised to the power of 3 minus b raised to the power of 3, this is equals to a minus b multiply a squared plus ab plus what? B square. And we also know that if we have a square minus b square, this is equals to a plus b multiply a minus b. So let's simply apply this identity. So we have x multiply x minus 1 multiply x square plus a is x and b is 1. So we have this to be x plus b square, which is 1 square, minus 6 multiply. Now applying x square minus 1 square, we have this to be x plus 1 multiply x minus 1, and this is equals to 0. So we have this to be x multiply x minus 1 multiply x squared plus x plus 1 square is 1 minus 6 multiply x plus 1 multiply x minus 1, and this is equals to 0. So from here, we have x minus 1 to be common. So if you factor out x minus 1, we have x multiplying x squared plus x plus 1 minus, now if you factor out x minus 1, we have x plus 1 left. So we have 6 multiplying x plus 1, and this is equals to what? 0. So we have x minus 1 multiply x squared is x cubed plus x multiply x is x squared plus x multiply 1 is x minus 6 multiply x is 6x minus multiply plus is minus 6 multiply 1 is 6, and this is equals to what? 0. So we have x minus 1 multiply x cubed plus x squared plus x minus 6x is going to give us minus 5x minus 6, and this is equals to what? 0. Alright, so at this point, we know that 2 is a factor of 6, right? So that is, we can easily express x squared to be 2x squared minus what? X squared. And we can easily express 5x to be equals to minus 2x minus what? 3x. That is negative 5x. We can express it to be in this format right here. Now, because all of this, we are expressing it as a factor of 6. That is, 2 is a factor of 6. 3 is also a factor of 6. So we are expressing them using the factors of what? 6. Alright. So at this point, we are going to have this to be x minus 1 multiply x cubed plus, now in place of x squared, we are going to put 2x squared minus x squared. Now in place of negative 5x, we are going to put minus 2x minus 3x minus 6, and this is equals to what? 0. So we have x minus 1 multiply Now from here up to this point, we have x squared to be common. So if you factor out x squared, we have x plus 2 to be left. Now from here up to this point, we have minus x to be common. And if you factor out minus x, we have x plus 2 to be left. And also from this point up to this point, we have negative 3 to be common. And if you factor out negative 3, we have x plus 2 to be left. And this is equals to what? 0. Alright? So at this point, we have x minus 1 multiply. Now we have x plus 2, and x plus 2 to be a common term. So we're going to factor out x plus 2. Now multiply. Now we have x squared minus x minus 3. So we have x squared minus x minus 3. And all of this is equals to what? 0. Alright? But we know that if we have a multiply b equals to 0, this implies that a is equals to 0 and b is equals to what? 0. So we have x minus 1 is equals to 0, or x plus 2 is equals to 0, or x squared minus x minus 3 is equals to what? 0. So from here we have that x is equals to 0 plus 1 and x is equals to 1. We're going to call this x1. Then at this point, we have that x is equals to 0 minus 2. And from here, we have that x is equals to negative 2. We're going to call this x2. So from here, we want to simply apply the quadratic formula that says x is equals to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divide what? 2a, where we have a is equals to 1, b is equals to negative 1, and c is equals to negative 3. So we have that x is equals to minus into minus 1 plus minus the square root of minus 1 all square minus 4 multiply a, which is 1, multiply c, which is negative 3, divide 2 multiply a, which is 1. So we have that x is equals to minus times minus is plus, so we have 1 plus minus the square root of minus 1 square is 1, minus 4 multiply 1 multiply negative 2 will give us plus 12, divide 2 multiply 1 is what? 2. So from here, we have that x is equals to 1 plus minus the square root of 1 plus 12 is 13, divide 2. So we can easily say that x3 is equals to 1 plus the square root of 13 divide 2, and x4 is equals to 1 minus the square root of 13 divide 2. So we can say x1 is equals to 1, x2 is equals to what? Negative 2. And this becomes the values of what? X. So these are the first method that you can use. Let's dive into method 2. So for method 2, we want to simply solve for x right here. So the first thing we want to do is to say, let x raised to the power of 2 minus 3 be equals to y. Alright, so if this is equals to y, then we can easily say that y squared is equals to what? X plus 3. Alright, so let's simply make 3 subjects. So we are going to say y squared minus x is equals to what? 3. Alright, so for this part, if we simply move y to this to the right hand side, we have this to be x squared minus y is equals to what? 3. So at this point, all we have to do is to simply compare both sides. That is, we have x squared minus y is equals to 3. So on comparing, we know that x squared minus s is equals to 3, right? So here becomes x squared minus y is equals to 9. In place of 3, we are going to put y squared minus what? X. Let's simply rearrange and set to 0. So we have x squared minus y squared plus x is equals to 0. So rearranging this, we have this to be x squared minus y squared plus x minus y, and this is equals to what? 0. But we know that if we have a squared minus b squared, this is equals to a plus b multiply a minus what? B, right? So at this point, we have this to be x plus y multiply x minus y plus x minus y, and this is equals to what? 0. So we have x minus y to be common. So if we factor out x minus y, for the first part, we have x plus y to be left. So we have x plus y plus, if since we factor out x minus y, we have 1 left, and this is equals to what? 0. So from here, we have that x minus y is equals to 0, or x plus y plus 1 is equals to 0. So let's simply recall right here. At the beginning, we said that let x squared minus 3 be equals to what? Y. So we want to simply say recall that x squared minus 3 is equals to y. So we're going to say for x minus y equals to 0, we have this to be x minus 9. In place of y, we're going to put x squared minus 3, and this is equals to 0. So we have x minus x squared. Minus times minus is plus 3, and this is equals to 0. Rearrange properly, we have minus x squared plus x plus 3 is equals to 0. So multiply through by negative 1, we have this to be x squared minus x minus 3, and this is equals to 0. So you want to simply solve this by using the quadratic formula. So we have that x is equals to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided to a is equals to 1, b is equals to minus 1, and c is equals to minus 3. So we have that x is equals to minus into minus 1 plus minus the square root of minus 1 all square minus 4 multiply a, which is 1, multiply c, which is minus 3, divide 2 multiply a, which is 1. X is equals to minus times minus is plus, so we have 1 plus minus the square root of minus 1 square is 1, minus 4 multiply 1 multiply negative 3 will give us plus 12, divide 2 multiply 1 is 2. So x is equals to 1 plus minus the square root of 1 plus 12 is 13, divide what? 2. So therefore we have that x is equals to 1 plus the square root of 13 divide 2, and x is equals to 1 minus the square root of 13 divide what? 2. So we have been able to solve for the first part right here. So next we want to simply solve for x plus y plus 1 equals to what? 0. And we already know that x squared minus 3 is equals to y, so we have y plus x squared minus 3 plus 1 is equals to what? 0. So rearranging this, we have x squared plus x minus 3 plus 1 is going to give us minus 2, and this is equals to what? 0. So let's simply factor out this. If we take this and multiply, we have minus 2x squared. Two digits that when you multiply is going to give us minus 2x squared, and when you add is going to give us plus x. The two numbers that comes to mind is 2x and minus what? X. Alright, so we have this to be x squared plus 2x minus 2, and this is equals to what? 0. So if we solve this, we have this to be, this and this are common, so if we factor out x, we have x plus 2 to be left, minus, if you factor out 1, we have x plus 2 to be left, and this is equals to 0. So since this is common and this is common, we have x plus 2 multiply x minus 1, and this is equals to 0. So we have x plus 2 is equals to 0, x minus 1 is equals to 0. So x is equals to 0 minus 2, and x is equals to minus 2. So we have x is equals to 0 plus 1, and x is equals to 1. So we have all the values of x right here. So we have this to be the first value of x, this to be the second value of x, and also we have this also to be the third value, and this to be the fourth value of x. So this is how you can actually solve this nice algebra math problem right here. So with this guys, I'm going to see you in the next video.